Shalom everybody and welcome to Regat Ve'ivrit Shorashim edition. In the book of Shemot we are going through the commentary of the Alshich. Hope you're enjoying those weekly broadcasts. Continue to hit share and like as we learning just a little bit of Hebrew every week from the parasha. And especially this week in Parashat Bo, meaning to come or to go, we're going through some of the plagues, and I think it's really important for us to pay attention to the Hebrew as it reveals some important facts to us. This week we are reading about the plague of darkness. And I want to focus and zoom in with you on this. Let's go to the text together. It says, "Vayat Moshe et yadav al hashamayim, vayi choshech afela bechol eretz Mitzrayim shlosha yamim." It says in chapter 10, verse 22, that Moses stretched out his hand over the heavens, and there was the thick darkness in the entire land of Egypt for 3 days. Now the question is, how many days there was darkness in Egypt? It appears that the text says that the darkness in Egypt was for 3 days. But the Alshich point out that that is not true. Actually, the darkness lasted for 6 days. There are two different types of darknesses that the Alshich explained. He says our sages, and he quotes specifically Exodus Rabbah, chapter 14:1, he says, explained that the darkness that God brought upon Egypt was unique. It was so thick and dense that it was actually tangible and solid to the touch. It's the type of darkness, or this word choshech, and you notice that here in the text it's used the word choshech afela. The word afel, when something is afel, is something that is dark, spiritually darkness. There is something heaviness. It's like saying there's something heavy in this thing. Choshech afela. It's not just a choshech, which is darkness. Choshech afela. And the Alshich is correct in pointing out that it's something that you can have touched. Similar today to our days today, we can feel and we can touch the darkness around us. I know that you can sense it and feel it. Because again, the Geulah today that we're going through is similar to the Geulah out of Egypt. It's true. Now listen to this. He's saying here, he said, they also said that there was a plague lasted for 6 days. During the first 3 days, somebody who was sitting down was able to at least stand up. In essence, the darkness was there, but if you sit, you can stand up. But in the second 3 days, the darkness becomes so overwhelming that it literally immobilized and nobody could change their position. Now, our sages have this interpretation of 6 days and not 3 days based on the next verse. So let us look at verse 23. It says, Lo ra'u ish et echav velo kam ish מתחתיו שלושת ימים, ולכל בני ישראל היה אור במושבתם. No person could see one another person was able to get up from where he was for 3 days. But for all the Jewish people, there was light in their homes. You see, there is a mention here of another 3 days. So in total, the plagues of darkness lasted 6 days. 3 days in lesser darkness and 3 days with a greater darkness. Now listen to what it says by the Holy Alshich. He said there are many opinions given to the Midrash cited above concerning why God brought the plague. One opinion holds that it was because there were wicked people inside the Jewish people. How interesting is that? There was wickedness inside the Jewish nation who did not want to leave Egypt, and this dross had to be purged from the Jewish people before they would be worthy of being redeemed. In essence, it's saying the Alshich that the second 3 days, because he says, Lo ra'u ish et echav. They didn't see his brother. Those are people who are wicked. Those were the people who were selfish. Those are people, I speak about this in my new book. Those are the people who have the chutzpah, and this is the sign of judgment. And here, he says that this was the reason for the second three days, okay? And he says this, they perish during the plague of darkness, so that the Egyptian not realize what had happened. If the Egyptian have been dead since seen them dying, they would have claimed that the Jews were being punished for being as much as the Egyptians. So God brought the second, the heavy darkness. And although there was a light inside the camp of Israel, the Al-Shichs tell us that in the second 3 days, there was a judgment upon those who were not willing to leave Egypt. What about you today? Are you willing to leave Egypt? Are you willing to truly go out of Egypt? I pray that the answer is yes and amen. God bless you, everybody, and I'll see you next week.